Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Someone Like Us podcast. I'm Anne.
I'm Joelle.
And I'm me.
We're three friends who found each other in Canada, and this podcast is where we share our journey of exploring identity, love, friendship, career, finances, healing, and everything in between.
We're also here to share the lessons we have learned and the tips that have helped us along the way. We hope you find some comfort from this podcast and that you're not alone in this adulting journey abroad.
And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify, feel free to give us that 5-star review. It will really help other people find our podcast and get our message out there.
It's July and summer has finally started, and that's my friend. It's time to talk about traveling, but let's be real. Everything has gotten more and more expensive. Flight tickets prices are rising. Hotels and restaurants are racking up their prices due to inflation. And on top of that, the Canadian dollars doesn't do as well as it used to overseas. The list go on and on and on. That's why in today's episode, I want to share with you what I know about credit cards, travel rewards, and how you can take advantage of them in your next trips. Some of you may think credit cards are evil, they are bad for you. My Asian parents told me that cash is king and credit cards will lead you to the dark path of spending more than you can earn. What about you too? What do you think about credit cards? Maybe your first impressions about credit cards when you first came to Canada?
I knew nothing about credit cards. I have never used it when I was back home. It was always just debit card and that's it. So there was no concept of a credit card for me whatsoever. And what's funny is the program which I came through to Canada basically gave me the credit card right away. I was with Scotiabank. So that I received, I think, debit card and then I got a credit card right away. And I only used debit for the longest time because, again, nobody said you have absolutely need to use it, to get credit score or anything like that. So I literally didn't use it for at least 6 months to a year until my friend in college heard that I'm not using it. And he was like, what are you doing? You got to use it now so you can start racking up that credit score. So that was the first time that I actually heard of oh, I actually have to do something with my credit card.
Yeah, it's so funny. There's nothing like credit score back home. I had a credit card back home, but I wouldn't use it as much because I would think, oh my God, I'll have to pay it back. I don't want to be in debt. So I would always use my debit or my bank account. So when I came to Canada, I was in the habit of doing that. So I never really cared about my credit card. I did also get credit card right away, which I thought was very weird because back
Same.
home, you really have to show that you're working, you're doing a lot of things. You have, someone has to sign with you. It was so complicated to get a credit card back home. Here, it's oh, you're here. There you go. I'm like, why?
I remember the first credit limit for my credit card here was $1,000. To me, when I first came here, it was a big amount. For a student, I was shocked too. I was shocked at how easy it was to just apply for a credit card. So I went to the bank, opened a bank account, and then a financial advisor asked me if I want to have a credit card. And I remember what my mom told me, you should never use your credit card. Just spend within your means, and credit cards are bad for you. So I was very hesitant. Thank God the financial advisor convinced me to open one because she also an immigrant, and she told me, when you first came to Canada, you should have, and you can open a credit card. Just do it. That's how you can build your credit score, and then it links to a reward program, so you can, every dollar you spend, you can get points. So anyway, I have to thank her for that because I had absolutely no idea. Back home when I was in Vietnam, I didn't have a credit card. If I want to get one, I need to find a job and I need to prove that I can pay what I owe the bank. So it's way more complicated compared to Canada.
Yeah, honestly, it's pretty insane how easy it is because when I was in college, it was my first semester. I remember that in the college, they were doing some kind of conference or something, and there was booths there. And then I was just came to Canada, super fresh, no nothing, super gullible too. And I remember I was passing by, and then this guy at the booth was like, hey, do you like shopping? And he just knew how to get my attention. Of course, I literally turned 360 And I was like, yes, I do love shopping. And then he was like, if you're going to sign up for this thing, then you will get like whatever, some like discounts in like Forever 21 when it was still existing. So I was just like, absolutely, this is the greatest idea. I would love to do it. So he literally just gave me some stuff to sign. I, of course, didn't freaking check anything. So I was like, great, perfect. And then a week after, I'm receiving a credit card from BMO. And I was just like, oh, okay. And the way it works is that people can sign you up for a credit card and they won't tell you that it's a credit card unless you're actually asking them specifically, is this a credit card? Otherwise, they can refer to it as like a membership or like a point system or anything like that, unless you're literally asking them out loud, like, hey, is this a credit card?
Wow. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I see people, standing at Canadian Tire and try to offer people something. Maybe I think it's a credit card by Canadian Tire. I guess it's the same thing as
Yep.
what you just said.
It is exactly the same thing. And what's funny, Anne, that you mentioned it because I was actually dragged into this job one time where I was like desperate to find a job and I was trying to find a job in marketing. I accepted a job offer for something marketing associate. They were like basically asking us to sell credit cards. That was a pretty funny story, but I'm going to save it for another episode.
Wow. To be honest, I feel bad for people who have to do that. No one wants
Absolutely.
to take the offers. I never see the same person standing at the store. Every time I visit, it's always a different person because I don't think anyone lasts.
Well, no, like I literally lasted one day and I was absolutely miserable and I resigned right away. Literally, I was like on the way on the GO train and I was just like, you know what? It's not going to work out for me.
Yeah. But, anyway, after living here for a while, I realized that credit cards are actually not bad. If you manage your finance well, you don't have debt, credit cards actually work for you and you can enjoy a lot of perks from using credit cards. You need a loan to buy everything here. Like if you want to buy a car, you need a loan. If you need to buy a house, you need a mortgage. That concept doesn't exist in Vietnam. When I lived there, everything has to be in cash. And like if you don't have the money, you can't buy anything. But here, you don't need to have enough money to buy something outright. You can have a loan, and the only thing can give you the loan is your credit score, your credit history, your job, and other things. So, yeah, building credit score is really important here. So, anyway, after living here for a while, I realized that there are two main types of credit cards here. So they are cashback credit cards and reward credit cards. I don't know about you guys, but I jump really quick to cashback credit cards because it sounds really nice. Like you have cash on what you spend. It sounds like a great idea. But once I got one, I realized it's not actually that nice. Like you have to wait for a year until you receive the cashback. It's usually like September or November. So you have to accumulate a certain cashback and then they will either give you the money back in cash or as, credit on your credit cards. Did you guys have a cashback credit card?
I just got my credit card, like whatever, like when I came to Canada and I just used the same freaking credit card until like this year because I just never thought of looking at the credit cards from this perspective of gaining something. For me, it was more like a source to spend. I need to pay so I can build my credit card. So yeah, I never had like a cashback card in my life, I think. I only have like basically one credit card for the longest time.
Yeah, same. I had just one for the longest time. And I don't know, the cashback was too good to be true. It sounds like that. So I'm not falling for that. This is a scam. I'm never doing that. So yeah, I just like stuck with the first Visa card that they gave me. I don't need more credit cards, but I realized actually it's better to have more.
Yeah. Yeah, later I learned that the reward credit card is actually better than cashback. You get more from points than from cashback. And since today's episode is about travels, I will only talk about reward credit cards before we jump in all the tips and tricks. I have two disclaimers for this episode. If you want to use the tips and tricks that I shared today, you have to get the habit of pay your credit card statements in full, not just the required minimum amount. And ideally, you shouldn't have any credit card debt. Credit card debt has a really high interest, I think over 20%. It's not good. And then the second disclaimer is do not close your oldest credit card. If you don't use it anymore, you can contact your bank to downgrade it to its free version. the one that has no annual fee. You can log it, keep it somewhere safe, and then you don't lose all the credit score and credit history by closing your oldest, longest running credit card.
Is it okay if I don't use it at all though? Like, do I have to use it just a little
I
bit?
think it's fine. And if, the bank saying you, oh, you haven't used your credit card for a while, we're going to close your card, then you can maybe spend a little bit, use it to
Mm-hmm.
subscribe Netflix or any cheap subscriptions and then put it away. Or if you have two credit cards from the same bank, you can actually combine it into one. You can contact the bank and ask them to reallocate your credit limit to the new card. So it will carry over all your credit history, credit score, and it will also increase your credit limit too. I did that before. I used to have a card that had $1,000 credit limit, and then the other had 5,000. And I didn't want to have two because I didn't use the 1,000 credit limit one. I asked the bank, and then they combined the two together. So I have one card that have all the information of the two cards. So you can do that too.
We're learning some whole new things today.
And if there's no free version of the credit card that you want to keep, and the card has really high interest rate or, high annual fee, you can consider closing it, but make sure that you don't move somewhere or plan to get a loan, because when you try to get a loan, they're going to look at your credit card. And if you close the credit card, you're going to lose some credit score. You're going to lose your credit history. So it's just something to consider. I almost closed my oldest credit card, thank God. And I still have it to this day. So thank God. And it's free. Yeah. Okay. Let's get into all the good tips and tricks today. I think as a beginner to the rewards or point game, I would highly recommend everyone getting two credit cards. One is the American Express card, and the other is either Visa or MasterCard. One of the best travel credit cards in Canada that everyone should have is the American Express, or Amex for short, Cobalt. I heard about this card from our friends of me and my husband. So this couple decided to take a break from their career. They spent 8 months to travel, and I asked them, how could you guys afford all the money for flight tickets? And they told us that they have an Amex Cobalt. They literally put all the expense of their weddings on the card to save up points. And then when they got back to Canada, they told us that they, didn't spend as much money on flight tickets because they bought their tickets using points. So it's absolutely amazing. So with Amex Cobalt, you can earn 5 times points on food, drinks, grocery, and 3 times points on streaming, 2 times points on transit, gas, and even parking. I think one of the best thing about this card is that you can earn points, and then you can transfer the points that you earn to major airlines reward program like Aeroplan of Air Canada, like Avios at British Airways, Flying Blue of Air France, Asian Miles from Cathay Pacifics. And, if you enjoy staying at fancy hotel like Hilton's, you can transfer your points to Hilton programs too. And same with Marriott Bonvoy. On top of that, this credit card is packed with different types of travel-related insurance. I never cared about insurance when I travel, but I guess now I'm in my 30s. I have a few medical conditions. I started to think about getting travel insurance when I go to different countries. But with this credit card, I don't have to worry about it. It has travel accident insurance. It has out of country, out of province emergency medical insurance. It has travel delays insurance, baggage delay insurance, car rental, thief and damage insurance, lost or stolen baggage insurance, hotel burglary insurance. I heard someone lost their expensive jacket in a hotel, and then they submitted a claim to American Express, and they got the money back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do you have to pay extra for that insurance, or is it already included with
It's
the
included,
with the
everything
card?
included in the card. I don't know how they do it. But honestly, it sounds like a steal. It's like too good to be true, but I heard so many story and it's real. And it's only cost you $12.99 per month, which my friends told me, I, didn't believe it. I thought, oh, this card must have cost $200, $300 a year. But no, it's only $12.99 per month.
Yeah, I know someone who recently went traveling as well, and then they got in some like medical emergency, and they had the company insurance, like the company benefits comes with whatever insurance. But then the person wasn't able to get a hold of them. It didn't work out. But they only needed to call their bank once and say like, "Hey, this is happening," and they were like, "Okay, cool. Just like send us the invoice like after you're done." And it was that easy. Like they send an invoice to their credit card, and then bam, they're just like paid back.
Yeah. Then with all the delay happening so often these days, like flight delay,
Mhm.
flight cancellation, you can actually claim money if you lose your package, your baggage, and even if a flight cancel and you have to stay in the hotels, you're gonna get some money from that insurance, which is great. So my husband and I use this card for I think a year and a half now. We have saved so much money, like hundreds of dollars in flight tickets and hotels. We went to Osaka and Kyoto earlier this year, and we didn't pay much for hotels for like the whole week. We used the points that we
Mm.
saved. You can redeem your points to book flights, hotel, or car rental directly on American Express website. If you have like a membership with an airlines, you can transfer the point to that airlines and then use a point to book flights or hotels. I think it's very convenient.
You spend it on the hotels, or did you also put the points towards the flights as well?
Both. So I have a card and then my husband also have
Both?
one.
Mm.
So my husband used a point for flights and then I use my points for hotels. We didn't book fancy hotels. It's just something that nice and
Okay.
comfortable. But yeah, it helps a lot. It's like hundreds of dollars. It feel like we can
Mhm.
stay in Japan for a week for free, which is, amazing. If anyone listening want to apply for this card, please click through the link in our show notes and enjoy up to 15,000 membership reward points. It's literally $150 towards your next weekend getaway. And you can support our show by clicking the link in our show notes. Thanks, everyone. Okay, so that's the first card. The second card that I want to talk about is a Visa card. Amex cards are great, but they're not accepted in many places. And so obviously you need to have a Visa card with you. And most of the time when we travel, I think flight tickets are the most expensive, thing that we have to pay for our trip. Ideally, we want to have some kind of way to offset the cost of the flight. I would suggest people getting a credit card with Aeroplan. So Aeroplan is Air Canada's loyalty program. It's allow members to earn and redeem points for flights, hotel, car rentals, and other rewards as well. And the cards that I'm using is TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite Card. You can, spend money and then save points. Use the Aeroplan points to book flights on Air Canada and airline partners. It's ANA Airlines from Japan, Lufthansa, United Singapore Airlines, EVA Airlines. We're gonna include a link that lists all the participating airlines in the show notes for everyone to check it out. I didn't open an Aeroplan for the longest time because I thought it's just for Air Canada. And I heard a lot of bad things about Air Canada. Flying in Asia and flying in Canada, it's such a different. It's like it's a huge difference
Yeah.
flying with Asian Airlines and Air Canada. Like you can't compare. Yeah. What do you guys think about it?
A couple of years ago, me and my partner, we did a whole tour. We went to like Edmonton, Calgary, and then Vancouver. And then we were flying Air Canada. I cannot say much about it. Like the only thing is, like it is super expensive. It's super expensive to fly within Canada. For those who don't know, it's actually sometimes cheaper to fly out of the country than to fly within the country. So yeah, that's the only thing I would say. Like it's just freaking expensive.
And there's no services on the plane other than water and some cookies. Like
Yeah,
if I
exactly.
take a 1 hour flight from Hanoi to Ho Chi Minh City, I would be given a lunchbox or some kind of food and
Mm.
drinks. But here is it's nothing, It's just water and like maybe a cracker. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Air Canada. I would rather go to Europe, guys. Like traveling in Canada, yeah,
Mm.
it's so expensive. Going to even see my sister or Yuan, going to Vancouver is so expensive. I could like take a flight
Mhm.
to Paris or take a flight somewhere else. Seriously, it's so hard. And yeah, even within India, when I used to travel, there's so many cheaper airlines.
Yeah.
Like to
Like
even
low coasters.
yeah, it's just cheap and reliable, and they give you more food than Air Canada would anyways. So, yeah, not a big fan. And I really thought Aeroplan was for Air Canada, but recently I've been seeing a lot of people pay LCBO bills by Aeroplan, and they always ask me, "Do you have an Aeroplan card?" And I'm like, "Man, I really should get an Aeroplan card, to pay from points, so my alcohol's free. I
Yeah.
should be using this."
Yeah.
I think I had like an airplane card, not like a credit card, just an airplane card, because I heard that you can use it for points, but I only use it in stores like LCBO. So at some point I realized that I'm not getting that much points, to be honest. So I think I kind of abandoned that card because I just never really saw the value of just having that.
Yeah. I think they did such a bad job of advertising such an amazing program. You don't have to fly to spend your airplane points for Air Canada because you can spend it on so many different kind of airlines and New Zealand, Cathay, even Emirates. You can use airplane point to
Mhm.
buy flight tickets on Emirates too. You can also use airplane point to do shopping. So Aeroplan had a store. It's called Aeroplan e-store. When you go shopping, instead of going straight to a brand website, you should go to the brand website through Aeroplan e-store. That way you can earn points. It's pretty good. They have deals all the time. Sometimes you can earn 3 times the point, 5 times the point, 6 times the points if you shopping through Airplane Points e-store. It's also have Amazon. So literally, yeah,
Mhm.
you can earn so many points that way. If you only spend the Aeroplan branded credit cards on, grocery and gas, you won't get much. Or like even spend on flight tickets because, we're not celebrities. We don't fly that often. But yeah, so if you go shopping, make sure to check out Aeroplan e-store. It's really good.
I know that you try to fly to Vietnam every year,
Mm.
right? That have you noticed that those Amex points or airplane points help you with the tickets to Vietnam, like actually to Vietnam? What airline would you usually use?
I would use EVA, Korean Air, or ANA or Japan Airlines. You
Mhm.
can book your flight using Aeroplan points, and Air Canada will connect with their partners airlines.
Got
Yeah,
you.
so technically Air Canada doesn't fly directly to Vietnam. They will probably put you on an Air Canada flight to either Korea, Japan, Philippines, or Taiwan, and then you will take their partner's airline flight to Vietnam. Yeah, it's pretty nice. It used to be, I think it used to be $600 or $700 round trip to Vietnam, but now it is double.
Yeah, I cannot imagine this price. But I thought it was like something insane, to be
Yeah,
honest. Like I actually didn't believe that like this is how much tickets cost.
yeah. After COVID, everything has double or even 3 times more expensive. So definitely
Mm.
sign up for Aeroplan, make use of it. You can even ask your family to join too. So they have a family sharing program, and you guys can, all contribute to the same account. So that's how a lot
Mhm.
of people who works in hospitality and travel a lot, they can save so many points for their family. They can take their family flying for free just by using points. It's pretty incredible. Now let's talk about the TD Aeroplan credit card. There's another perk that this card gives you is having a free check bags when you travel. When you travel on Air Canada, they charge you
Mhm.
for check bag. But if you have this card, you can get a free check bag. And not just for you, other people who travel with you will get a free check bag too, up to 8 people.
8
Yeah.
people. Damn.
Yeah. Like now they charge us carry on So like you better sign up for that card. You know, it's like you're saving a lot of money. And then if you travel a lot between the States and Canada and you want to apply for Nexus card, you know, whenever you travel to the state, there's always a line, the fast line that say Nexus. You can apply for a Nexus card. And then if you have this TD Aeroplan card, they will rebate you the application fee. It is cost money to get the Nexus card, but this card
Mm-hmm.
will send you back the application fee, like send you back $100. So it's pretty good. Yeah. These also have travel insurance too. Same with the Amex. So one thing to remember that if you use your points on that card to book their flight, you will not get the travel insurance. It's a tricky thing. So if
Okay.
I book my flight using my TD credit card, I will get the travel
Okay.
insurance from my Amex card. So that's why having two cards is good. It's always good to have two. So you always have the travel insurance. If you only have one, something happen, they won't take responsible for that because they say, well, you redeem the points for the flights, you won't get the free travel insurance that comes with the card. That's pretty crazy. I think my husband and I
Yeah.
use this aeroplane points to travel to Mexico, and we paid probably $200 for round trips ticket to people.
Really? For two?
Yeah,
Wow.
because we just use the points. So guys, get on it.
200.
Yeah, I
Mm.
know. But then the tricky thing about aeroplane points is that the point value per flight can be different from time to time. It's just similar to the flight ticket. It go up and down, up and down. Same with points. So I usually refer point value per flight on two websites. The first one is the Point Guys, and then the second one is Point Me. So technically, every time you want to book a flight, just put the flight information on the website, and then they will let you know, okay, for this flight, should worth these points. If the point that you're seeing is a bit higher, then you should buy in cash instead of using all the points that you save. So it's really good.
Yes.
It's kind of a good benchmark. These two websites
Mhm.
are from the States, so you have to convert it back to Canadian dollars. But it's a good benchmark to refer to. Yeah. I also subscribe to newsletter about travel rewards, and these tools are for Canadians. They are Frugal Flyers and Chessy Rundown. So Chessy spells CHEXY. They give you a list of good deals for flights and hotels in their newsletters. That would give you a good benchmark when you consider using points or paying cash for your flights and hotels, which is great.
I'm learning so much.
Yeah, it's a lot of information.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use all these tips.
Yeah. For anyone listening to us, Joelle and I, we are both learning with you guys.
Seriously.
Yeah, I just like the idea of finding a deal. So when I find all the information, I just want to share it with everyone. Like I know it's a lot, but just take baby step, one step at a time. Open one credit card at a time. Usually when you open a new credit card, you're gonna have like welcome bonus. It's like thousand and thousand of
Mhm.
points, and you can convert them to points for your travels. It's incredible. So just make sure to make use of it because in this economy we have to make sure we have every single dollar worth for our hard work. It's
Mhm.
everything is so expensive. Gotta do it. Okay, so there's another card. This is not a credit card. I just started using it this year and I absolutely love it. It's called Wise Card, WISE. I use it when I travel to different country. It has saved me so much on exchange rates and foreign transaction fees. When you use your credit card overseas, your bank will usually charge you 2.5% transaction fees. And they also charge you really high exchange rate. This card keep everything really low. So what you can do is you can load the money from your bank account to this Wise card. There's a small fee on it. Then you can open a foreign bank account. So if you go to Japan, you can open a Japan bank account. And then you can convert Canadian dollar into Japanese yen. And then when you go there, you can just use the card as it's a local debit card.
Oh,
Yeah, so
wow.
there's no transaction fee. You only pay it when you convert the Canadian dollar to Japanese yen.
So basically once
Yes, just one.
you add the
Mhm.
funds, right?
Yeah, and it's incredible. When you need cash, you can also use any ATM at any country to withdraw cash at a really low fees versus withdrawing cash from your Canadian bank debit card or credit card. Never withdraw cash from your credit card. It's insane amount of fees.
Mhm.
Yeah. And when you come back to Canada and you have some leftover money, you can convert the foreign currency back to Canadian. So you don't have to carry any extra cash. I don't like it when I have extra coins or extra foreign money that I have no use of.
So once you're done, you just basically close it for an exchange account?
No, you just leave it because you can use it
Oh.
when you travel to other countries. Yeah, so when I traveled to Japan, I opened a Japanese bank account using Wise. And then when I went to Mexico, I again opened another account.
Oh, that's awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah, you can have one account and you can hold so many different foreign currency. A friend of ours even used it to get the money from his rental property in England. So he have a property in England and it generate income and he received the money in the Wise card because it's all for low exchange and low foreign transaction fees. So yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, if you travel back to your home country, you don't need to worry about carrying a bunch of cash. Just have the Wise card.
Amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, so those are the 3 cards that I use the most for traveling. It's a lot of information. We're going to put everything in our show notes. Just take baby steps. Start with Amex Cobalt and TD Aeroplan. Checking Frugal Flyers website. They also have a podcast. It's called Miserhead. So make sure to check them out. I know a lot of people are so good at playing these point games to the point that they can buy business class ticket using points. They travel so much and they didn't spend money.
Yeah, I think that's what got me to get my Amex Cobalt because I think I was literally just on TikTok and watching some travel contact person video, whatever it
Mhm.
is. And then I was like, you know what? I need something better than the current card that I have because I have like the scene points. And in the beginning, it was pretty cool because when I just came here, I could buy like free tickets to Cineplex with
Mhm.
those. I think that Cineplex started losing money or something like that. So they just like quietly canceled that. And then from there, you can still use those scene points to get tickets or hotels from Expedia. But I don't think like that's a great value, to be honest. Yeah, so I'm excited like to use Amex
Yeah.
instead. And also I noticed that there's a lot of deals that you can save. Like for example, I think the recent deal I had like shop on Instacart and then you will get X something amount of points, which is pretty cool because I think I got like one order from Instacart and then I just suddenly got 800 points or something like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Like Amex has a lot of amazing offers. Just check their promotion page and if it happened to be something that you're planning to buy, then it's great. But I would say don't overspend just to get the points. Just take advantage of the cards and the points, but don't let it take advantage of you.
It's a very good tip.
Yeah.
Thanks, Anne. That was super, super helpful. I hope it was helpful for our listeners as well. And if you have something to add, please don't hesitate to leave a comment. Maybe you have some other opinion.
Yeah.
We would interested to
Yeah,
know.
if you enjoyed this episode and this type of content about credit cards, money, finance, please let us know so we can make more episodes about this. All right. Thank you. Bye.